So it's been a very, very crazy week. Um, I'm not going to go over everything. Um, but honestly, the biggest thing this week that wasn't just the fact that I completed my first day at Goodwill, which was a crazy day in itself. Um, or talking to my good friend Brandy about what's going on in her life. Or about Zach's wedding, which you guys already know so much about, and everything else. The one thing I do want to talk about is well, Xavier and the things that are leading from that to that and everything in between. Um, so I got the paperwork in the mail. All right, this stuff. So, and this is legal papers that will allow me to have a mediation conference with Xavier's mother, and I'm nervous as hell. Because of the distance, I don't have to actually physically be there, which means that I have to work, myself, my own standards. I have to work twice as hard to prepare for that. That's going to be in October 26th. Um, I'm not sure how many of you actually have to deal with legal papers, but something like that needs to be served. Now, the PFA ended the 2nd of September. So I am able to talk to Xavier because he's my son. Even though I'm not supposed to talk to his mother because, according to the parole guidelines, I cannot talk to the victim of the case. And since she's the one that called 911 because I was a danger to myself, she's a victim. Even though technically that would also make me the victim. But, there's no law saying that you cannot not talk to yourself. But, I need to send that to her. And this morning I tried to talk to my biological mother. Now, that's a whole different story, a whole different cans of worms and scenarios and whatnot. But there's situations in the past. She tried to get me to go see Xavier and his mother on Xavier's birthday, which would have been great, except the PFA was still in effect. So if I had made the effort to go see either of them, I would have gone to jail. Even though she believed, oh, she would have done that, I have to assume the worst, because as good as the best would happen, I have to assume that. And I shouldn't even tell Xavier's mother, oh yeah, he's coming. They were just gonna be like, oh, it's a surprise. And it's like, I don't like surprises. I don't like going against my own plans. So I feel that she was kind of emotional about the fact that I turned down that offer. But I asked if I could have that Xavier's mother's address, just so I can send her this paperwork. And I'm allowed to ask for that now the PFA's up. I can have communication with her, and I won't. I think I could have the constable do it. I just don't have the money for it right now. But I think even at that, the constable needs to know the address. So I was like, hey, I need to know the address for this. I believe the comment that she made was, Xavier's mother said that she'd think about it. I'm like, think about it. She needs his paperwork. Granted, I'm being nicer than what she was whenever she filed the PFA, because I was in a place where I couldn't attend the meeting. I am making an actual effort to try to contact Xavier's mother and let her know that she needs to be aware of this date. Well, Biomom was like, well, she tried to communicate with you before, and obviously, as I just told you guys today, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that either because of the PFA or the parole. And she doesn't seem to understand because she doesn't watch these videos. She doesn't look at the notes from the Better Me committee, which is online. I have a website for it. She doesn't look at that. She apparently doesn't listen to the messages and the emails that I send over. So when somebody like that is so far gone, like, I'm not even gonna, like, if she's thinking to herself, I am not gonna do A, B, C, D, E, F, G that he set up for people to do that for, because he's not, playing ball with me. What can I do with that? I can't do anything with that. And that's really disappointing. That's really sad. It's really depressing. And her reply is, and amazingly, whenever she asks, can Xavier's mother have your phone number? Now, I was at work whenever that message was sent to my phone. I didn't read it until afterwards. And by that time, she said, oh, I already gave her your number. And I'm like, that's great, because now people will have my number who I didn't authorize to have my number, one. And two, that person could get it to anybody, or anybody can get it from that person. She might not be aware of it, that people can get into her phone, email accounts. People send spam all the time, phishing and all that stuff, for people who know what that is. That, and granted, that if someone wants it, there are ways for them to get it. She asked for my permission, my consent to have it, and did it before I was even able to answer. But when I asked for an address so I could send his documentations out, that's where she plays difficult, which is really odd. Now, I explained to her, it's not doctor, but the biological mother, that Xavier's mother already contacted my parole officer, and that he told her she needs to get in touch with the victim and witness program, not to widen the gap, but more or less to petition the court to allow me to communicate with her when it comes to him, Xavier. And I'm only saying that because if I try to petition the court, they're going to be like, well, oh, so the person who is the criminal in this case wants to talk to the victim. That's ridiculous. We're not going to allow that. But if the victim goes, well, this is the reasons why he needs to talk to me so that he can talk to his son, honestly, that would be the biggest form of communication, the biggest form, the biggest act that she can do to show me that she wants to play ball, to show me that she really is on board with this whole mutual understanding thing. But in all honesty, it seems that she just seems like two different people. Some people go, oh, she's all about it. Like my PL said, he talked to her and gave her this information. She needs to go talk to this organization, this department next door, give him a call, and he gave her all the information she needed to contact these people, which I can't contact. I have no way to do that. He gave all this information, and he said, well, she seemed like she's really all aboard about this. And then things like this could happen where she's like, I'm not really about playing ball right now. And it's not like she has anything to be concerned about. It's not like, I don't know. In the past 3 years, we have had zero communication to each other. Zero. So, what does she have anything to be concerned about, other than the fact that now she does want to be difficult? Now she does want to show this side of her that, oh, I'm going to be difficult and make things harder for you. Because I'm hoping this is not the case. I'm hoping she doesn't want to just make things more difficult. But I really am hoping that she's willing to understand that I need this information so that she can get it. And it's not like I'm trying to be like, oh, I'm aiming for sole custody. I'm not. It's shared custody I'm aiming for. It's supervised visits I'm planning on. Because I don't want to just be like, oh, he's my son, I want him, and just grab him. And as much as I do want to have him, I don't want it to be like a traumatizing experience. I want it to be, I want us to integrate our life together. I want to get used to his life, and I want him to get used to mine. I want him to get used to me, his father. I want him to know who I am, not just from the videos and not just from word of mouth. I want him to know the real me and know that I love him so much. And yet these people are always in the way about it. I'm not entirely sure why. But he's my son, so I'll do whatever it takes. Her, on the other hand, it'll take me some time. But I'll have to do that too. I have to get used to her. Again, a different her. Not the woman I married, and that's going to be the saddest part ever. But honestly, the more I say it, the more I get used to it. I can't hate this woman. I can't. Because if I hate her, I hate my son because my son is half of her, and I just can't have that. So I have to be okay with her. And it hurts. Think about the possibilities and the things that she's going to do to hurt me, or things that she may or may not do on purpose, but it is there, and I need to find a way to put on the armor, put on the bulletproof vest, because even if someone shoots you and you have bulletproof vest, it's going to hurt. It's not going to kill you, and I'm trying to find a way to do that because I know her now. Not as well as I should, but I have a better idea of who she is. I have a better, clearer image of what the bigger picture is. The thing that's the most important right now is Xavier. It's also important that I do what is right the right way. So I need to find another way to get her address, which I am legally able to do because the PFA is up. And this is the only form of communication I have, which is serving her these papers for shared custody, so that one day I don't have the rug pulled out from underneath me, or someone's not going to be able to tell me, oh, you don't have any rights to this child because X, Y, and Z. I can say, well, I got this paperwork. At the very least, ignoring DNA, ignoring the pictures, ignoring the fact that he's my son. I got this. You can hardly ignore that. I don't know what to do. The ball almost is, before it wasn't in my court, but now I still have to do this one last thing. I need to find how to get a hold of her so that she can at least get this. I have until, what, October 26th? No, and it has to be sent before that. Like, way before that. Like, October 7th. I need to find a way to get this paperwork to her by then. And then, for the rest of the, I have about a month. I have to plan out my proposal. Like, what do I want? What do I think we can both work through? She can't travel because of Xavier, because I know I can't travel. It's not that easy. I know hearing Misty's problems with her being able to travel from like just the next town or the next town after that, that's so hard for her. I'm going way beyond that. So I need to figure out how to make things work, at least on my end. And I need to find a way, if I can find a way to go 50-50. So it's not just one party, he's doing everything. Or it's not just like offsetting. That is like, okay, well, if he's doing this, then I can do that. Or if she's doing this, then I can do that. I got a lot to think about. A lot to plan. It'll work out, right? One day it'll be okay. One day. Till that day, I'm the one who has to work on making it okay. Good night, everybody, and thanks for listening.